What is AI and machine learning? Before we go further, we should first take a look at precisely what AI and machine learning actually are. These are two related but also distinct terms which I think you confused. Both will impact on marketing but in different and unique ways. AI then is artificial intelligence. That means software and hardware designed to act and appear intelligent, set software capable of making meaningful choices and conducting activities that we would normally consider the domain of humans. AI comes into broad flavors. One is weak AI, which is also known as narrow AI. Weak AI is essentially a form of AI that is designed to perform a specific job. An example of this is the self-driving car. This form of AI is capable of knowing the positions of countless cars on the road and being able to respond by steering, accelerating, braking, etc. If you were to watch a self-driving car from the outside, you might think human were driving in that way.
The road and being able to respond by steering, accelerating, braking, etc. If you were to watch a self-driving car from the outside, you might think a human were driving. In that way,
a job that would normally be considered a human role, but at the same time you can't speak with a self-driving car and you can't ask him how it's feeling. A self-driving car would certainly not pass the Turing test. No, the Turing test is a test designed to measure the effectiveness of an AI. If you talk to an AI on a chat app and you don't know that it isn't human, that is considered to have passed the Turing test. Another example of weak AI is used when creating bad guys in computer game. These use programming in order to behave in a human-like manner and provide a challenge for the player. However, the code is only useful in the context as a video game and it's not about to turn into Skynet anytime soon. We can say I might not sound as exciting, but it is being used for a huge range of extremely exciting things, from helping to treat disease to improving the economy. Conversely, the type of AI that we often see in science fiction is what we know as general AI. This is AI that doesn't just have one purpose but then his design.
The type of AI that we often see in science fiction is what we know as general AI. This is AI that doesn't just have one purpose, but that is designed to
do everything that a human might be able to do. Don't you can play a word game with this AI was feeling, or get it to look up something useful. An example of a general AI, Deepmind, owned by Google. Deepmind is a company that has developed a neural network that employs general learning algorithms to learn a huge range of different skills. Many AI such as IBM Watson are actually free program. That means that they work using a kind of flowchart and will answer questions with the same answer every time. On the other hand, Mind is apparently able to think and respond via convolutional neural network. Certain behaviors are reinforced and encouraged, and these will begin to become more prominent. This isn't a perfect simulation of how the human brain works. Cognitive behavioral psychology teaches us the importance of having internal dialogue with models for thinking. However, it is the closest thing we currently have to a general intelligent machine learning. Machine learning, on the other hand,
for thinking. However, it is the closest thing we currently have to a true general intelligence. Machine learning. Machine learning, on the other hand, works differently. Machine learning utilizes
cute data sets in order to gain surprising and almost frightening capabilities. At times, machine learning essentially allows a piece of software to be trained. An obvious example of this would be computer vision. Computer vision describes the ability that some machines have to understand visual information. An example is Google Lens, which can tell you what you're pointing your phone camera at, whether that's a type of flower or products. You can find source. Computer vision is necessary for self-driving cars to successfully navigate their environments and is used by apps like Snapchat, which use filters to change people's faces. Out of these work by looking at thousands and thousands of pictures of every type of object, while a machine learning algorithm will never understand what it is looking at it and look for patterns in the data, which will then be used to identify the example that might notice that faces are typically oval in shape with a dark patch of hair on top, and then those that if it sees an oval shape with a dark patch at the top, it's possibly looking at a face. Machine learning has
an oval shape with a dark patch at the top, and it's possibly looking at a face. Machine learning has
huge potential in just about every field in the future that can be used to diagnose diseases more accurately than a human doctor, to advise on financial decisions, to identify fraudulent bank transfers, and much more. All of this has huge potential implications for internet marketing, and that's what we'll be exploring in the following
videos.